A Separate Piece is a novel written by John Knowles and published in 1959. Set at a New Hampshire boarding school during World War II, the story follows the childhood friendship and rivalry between two boys, Jeanne and Phineas. Largely autobiographical, the coming-of-age novel was based on Knowles' experiences as a Southern student attending the prestigious Phillips Exeter Academy. The novel opens on its protagonist, Gene Forrester, as he returns to Devon, his childhood prep school, 15 years after graduating. Reflecting on his time at Devon, Gene visits two fearful sights from his years there: a marble staircase and a huge tree from which he and his friend and roommate Phineas used to jump into the nearby river. Whereas Phineas, or Finny, was the school's resident daredevil, Jeanne was shy and conservative, but began taking risks under Phineas's influence. The novel then jumps back in time to Jeanne's years at Devon. As both a good student and athlete, and a charming, likable rule breaker, Finny is an anomaly at Devon. When the substitute headmaster, Mr. Patch Withers, throws a tea for Jeanne and Finny's class, he notices that Finny has used the school tie as a belt, a serious offense. But as usual, Finny charms his way out of punishment by concocting endearing excuses, many of which play to the teacher's sympathy for the boys, who will likely be drafted following graduation. Together, Jeanne and Finny come up with the idea for a super suicide society of the summer session, a group for exciting and dangerous things. Using a large tree as their diving board into the Devon River, Jeanne climbs onto one of the limbs with Finny but loses his balance. Finny stops Jeanne from falling, saving his life. Jealous of Finny's easy athleticism after he casually breaks a school swimming record, Jeanne decides to outdo Finny academically. However, Finny is carefree and unaware of Jeanne's ideas about their rivalry, admitting to Jeanne one night on the beach that he is his best friend. Although deeply touched, Jeanne is unable to return the sentiment. On the eve of exams, Finny asks Jeanne to come to the tree to watch a friend of theirs jump. At first, Jeanne objects, believing this is Finny's way of sabotaging his grades, but he agrees when Finny remarks that Jeanne is such a good student that he doesn't need to study. Climbing the tree with Finny, Jeanne impulsively jostles the limb, causing Finny to lose his balance and fall. At first, Jeanne is unsympathetic, but upon learning that one of Finny's legs was shattered in the accident, he is racked with guilt. When he is finally granted a visit to the infirmary, Jeanne learns that Finny will no longer be able to play sports. Devastated, Jeanne struggles to take responsibility for the accident, troubled by the realization that if Finny were in his place, he would confess. On the brink of telling Finny the truth, Jeanne is ushered out by the doctor. Summer session ends, and Jeanne returns home for a month of vacation. On his way back to Devon, Jeanne stops at Finny's home to check on his friend and is disturbed to see that Finny seems frail, like an invalid. Jeanne finally confesses to Finny, admitting that he may have even shaken the branch on purpose. Finny refuses to believe it, and Jeanne returns to school without him. Another student at Devon, Brinker Hadley, accuses Jeanne of arranging Finny's accident in order to get a room to himself. Fall passes, and along with Brinker, Jeanne considers enlisting, believing it could give him a sense of purpose. But he abandons the idea when Finny suddenly returns to school. Angered by talk of enlisting, Finny urges Jeanne to resume athletics on his behalf and begins coaching him for the 1944 Olympics, which Jeanne knows will be canceled due to the war. Lepers, a fellow student at Devon, is the first of the boys to enlist and becomes a subject of fascination. But soon, the boys receive a letter from Leper, telling them that he has escaped the war. Jeanne decides to visit Leper at his home in Vermont, where Leper tells Jeanne that he saw him shake the branch. But the accusation is caught up in Leper's rapidly declining mental health, his reason for leaving the service. Disturbed, Jeanne flees Leper's home. Back at school, Brinker again grows fixated on Jeanne's role in Finny's accident. One night, he decides to hold an inquiry into the matter with other students acting as a jury. Brinker surprises everyone by calling Leper as a witness to the accident, and Leper affirms that he saw Jeanne cause Finny's injury on purpose. Distressed, Finny runs from the room and falls down a marble staircase outside the classroom, re-breaking his leg. Returning to the infirmary, Jeanne finds Finny angry with him. Finny asks Jeanne if he caused the accident out of hatred for him, but Jeanne assures Finny that his impulse to shake the branch was unexplainable and not based in ill will. Jeanne leaves so that Finny can undergo an operation, but when he returns, the head of the infirmary, Dr. Stanpole, shocks Jeanne by telling him that Finny died during the procedure. Summer returns, and Devon converts part of its campus, the Far Common, into a parachute rigger school for the war effort. While Brinker enlists in the Coast Guard to avoid combat, Jeanne joins the Navy. Returning to the present, the novel ends as Jeanne reflects on how he modeled himself after Finny following the boy's death, adopting his friend's rebelliousness and integrity during the war. Still very much affected by Finny's influence, Jeanne is finally able to make peace with his memories from Devon.